Yeah. You start, they have to go by, staff has. Yeah, to where.
Okay, so we'll next meeting is yes.
Well, I'll take it back.
Yeah, I don't know. They said they're 2 weeks ahead. One in the fridge. That'd be nice when it's done. We're trying to get lots of the one.
How'd you like your first meeting with the group? Jerry?
I thought it was. We started by, at 11:30.
Test on this?
Facility and met everybody. So everybody but one was made it for that. And that was nice, and then each said.
That was.
She's I have values.
That makes sense. Yeah. I walked back there. I was thinking that.
Yeah.
It's got all the trees over there.
Yeah, one thing to help with. Red and then you can.
Yeah.
Well,
that's where I help you get the rain written. And I'm gonna go.
All the states that are, okay, what is this? Yeah.
Mostly. Yes.
I gotta make sure he knows.
And he are, there was that Chinese.
Trees you put in there.
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, get his name out.
Exactly. And she wanted to get. Sure. Yeah.
And the sun issue.
Yeah. I did show you today.
So you're.
Yeah. Like me or.
Sounds good. Usually it's like not after.
Well, doesn't that?
So why?
Yeah. So I think. Right. Let's go.
Yeah, it's a burden.
Gotta have it. Show up on.
Yeah. The last year, like, I would say the last month.
Monday to here.
And the fifth one, you join it, right? Oh, right. My computer out. My life. I started Oh, no, Russ, that's so terrible. Yeah.
It was
That's what you mentioned. Which is ironic. I did not. I said. I get from my
It was a good excuse. It was a big time.
Morning, how are you? Whoever there. Yes. We can go up to. But, so, that was really good. Get that down here. Was supported by the, so you come in, make sure it's. Yeah, it's legit. But maybe Thursday morning. Since she doesn't like. My sister's here. Yeah.
We get tired of, you know, all sorts of much driving. You know,
I didn't like that chair. Like, yeah, or just made more.
We'll see you guys. Yeah.
Oh, you know, yeah. All right, it's 9:30, we'll call the county board meeting to order. There'll be a brief moment of silence for our troops, law enforcement officers, and emergency responders, followed by a prayer, invocation, and a pledge of allegiance. Is there any supervisor wants to give a prayer today? Debbie.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you and praise you for everything you've done for us. Lord, we are going to be discussing important issues and we ask for your guidance in our discussion and our voting. And we ask all this in your precious name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, we're going to call a roll call.
Showalter,
Here.
Cannon,
Here.
Newman. Here. Schreier,
Here.
Fisher.
Here.
Condado. Here. Briggs,
Here.
Ottinger.
Here.
Harris. Here. Hess,
Here.
Jensen,
Good morning.
Ives,
Here.
Sorgo. Here. Lopez. Here. Simmons,
Here.
Reed,
Here.
Touches,
Here.
Almakander,
Here.
Schultz,
Here.
Cushing,
Here.
Halowinski,
Here.
21.
21, we have a forum to conduct business today. All supervisors, please use your microphones when speaking. Item 4, accept the minutes of April 14th, 2024 meetings.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second by Michael. Any corrections or changes? Hearing none, voice vote, all in favor? Opposed? All 21. Item number 5, reports and presentations. Now, transition oversight panel, Kyle Young.
Morning, everyone. Oversight panel has met a couple times and we'll be under our Human Service Center board meeting. One of the topics that's recurring is the Koinonia building repairs. There's a preliminary engineer report back that doesn't have any costs. Some more things were identified. I'm not an engineer, but looking at the projects, the walls, the roof, some cement work that has to be done to get things to code, the bathrooms. I foresee this being in excess of $1 million in repairs to that building. Hopefully we'll have the MSA report back by the end of this week or mid next week. And contacted for you for getting updates on that. It was discussed and approved at the Human Service Center board. There was a policy of no overtime at the Human Service Center. They now approve overtime for pre-approved projects with work that has to be done. They should have vacancy dollars that will be covering that. They're up to 13.5 vacancies, last reported by Cameron. Hopefully that she's gonna be working with her HR and implementing a policy on overtime and implementing that and reporting back to the next Human Service Center board meeting, how that's going. Because of the staff reduction over there, the emergency services, the Human Service Center board approved the emergency services that may go down to 8 hours a day. What that would look like if they choose to implement that, I'm not sure. That would be something that would have to be worked out between the Human Service Center and law enforcement agencies, how that looks after hours. The work groups have been working together, making progress. The work group that I'm with is with emergency services. We've met twice. It's just great information and input from the employees at the Human Service Center. Starting to paint the picture of what services will look like going down the road. And getting to be seen today with a picture of employees and stuff like that coming into the county will be. But good progress, good discussions. It's made me feel pretty confident in the staff at the Human Service Center. Any questions?
Probably a concern going down to 8 hours. You say, well, we have to work out. There are 24-hour service right now, correct?
Correct.
So what will happen if they go down to 8 hours?
Scott, I don't know. I haven't, that hasn't been implemented, so, hopefully a plan can be put together beforehand. There's statute, that dictates who can sign off on 5115, it's not law enforcement.
Supervisors, any questions? Billy Free?
Tyler, thank you for the work and everything you and your committee are doing. As you know, I get concerned about the dollars, and I know this is something their first focus needs to be on the services, and I appreciate that. But is there as things come together, when should we expect to sit down and understand what the relationship's gonna be, the expenses that we're estimating moving forward and the agreement between the counties? Is that
That's something Mary's been working on in public groups, so I don't know if you wanna speak on that at all.
So the 2025 budget will include the Human Service Center costs. So you'll have a Human Service Department budget for 2025. So we'll start those preliminary discussions already in June. And start getting that out. We're looking at a draft contract between the counties already. So we can start figuring out that fiscal the fiscal relationship between the two counties. Our goal is to kind of hold everybody whole to where we would have been in 2024. With the county tax levy, that's the goal, so that hoping, and I think it's achievable that we maintain the tax levy at what it would have been in 2024.
Again, thank you for all the work you're doing, but I do get concerned that today we have the positions resolution. I know you come to the executive committee about some benefits and just don't want to be sitting here at the end of the year where we rush into something where we could have made corrections or adapted things differently for everyone's benefit. So thank you.
Any other questions?
This is Foreman say, you say MSA is doing an evaluation of the building, when can we expect a report on that?
I mentioned hopefully by the end of this week or mid next week, and I will immediately share that with county board chairs.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions? Anybody? All right, thanks, Tyler.
Yep.
On to broadband report, Supervisor Servo.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The broadband team met April 29th, and the task force looked at the project in preparation of the federal BEAD grant. Our project manager, John Sweeney, provided detailed updates. We are moving forward with the building, and the contractors are moving forward. We feel good at this time that we're ahead of schedule and that we can keep build out. Coordination of efforts are being done with key contractors. The installation of fiber at the Human Services is an area of focus. Selection of laying down of equipment and materials and storage, particularly at the Michael site. Inventory completion, prioritization of courthouse infrastructure, prioritization of FCC collaboration and tower modification, and permit renewal processes are all underway. For the BEAD grant, several of us on the broadband committee will be attending a meeting tomorrow all day on that BEAD grant, and I will be the representative for our county to help with that. Jeff provided a lot of information on the BEAD grant and the broadband site locations. We had very detailed elaborate maps that we looked at. We've tried slicing and dicing those maps to look by ISP that is out there. We hope that through the BEAD grant, we'll be able to add 5,457 more sites. At this time, it appears to be logical that we'll be able to do that. We currently have acceptable speed and broadband in many Oneida County locations, and especially in the major population centers. Minocqua, as well as has been built out as a local ISP, so they have different things going on there. We are working with the land records team to make sure that as we look at the different areas with the ISPs, we understand and we can support the ISPs with their designations. To date, we have had a few challenges, and the ISP has to go in if a challenge has been placed because someone is not going to build there or Charter has said they're not going there, but it's just been a handful. Once the challenge process begins, preparation for the BEAD application will begin. And this is an extremely competitive process. And county supervisors as well will play a role in this. So we'll find out what we're going to be doing and how we're going to be doing it. Any questions?
Anybody? Billy?
Yeah, Colette, two things. One is, and I asked you in the hall, but it might be nice for all the supervisors to know. Had a phone call, someone was told by Bud Tussle that that part of the map was changed. But you guys told me as far as what we were presented in the mapping, maybe you could tell us.
As of right now, if it's on the map and it has a red line and they're going to build, they have up to 3 years to build. So someone may call and say, they're not coming. Well, they probably don't have it on the schedule for this year, but it could happen within the next 3 years. So right now, they're not taking anything off the maps. It's just a matter of when they might build out in those areas.
And, when I got this phone call, I directed that person to you, but if we get calls like this in regards to the project, who do you suggest we have people reach out to?
Have them start with me because some of them I can get to the maps and understand them and it's very complicated, then I'll have to call someone at the Economic Development Department.
Thank you. Any other questions for Colin? Anybody? Stephen?
So Glenn, do the maps or any of the maps that have links provided actually show specifically where the BEAD eligible sites are of these 5,000 plus?
They are on there.
So people can go to that directly and they can see whether or not, right now, they're pretty much designated as a BEAD eligible.
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
and again, they're not easy to follow and read. You have to enlarge and make things smaller and bigger, but you can get there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh. Dan?
Could we get a map put up in the back here so we can see it? Of all the sites and locations.
Do we have a way to print that?
The one from the website, like our with the red lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have one so we can kind of take a look at it and see.
I think I recommend you put the link to the county interactive map because it is so big. It's county is small. So you really need to go interactive. So I would put up a kind of a general map.
Yeah.
But put the link to the website on there so you can look at it. In every house, 30,500 is basically on this map. So you can go right to the address, get all the information from there.
We'll take a look and see.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, thank you. Covered. Forestry annual report, Jill.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
So for those of you with short memories, like myself, just introduce myself again. My name is Jill Nemec. I am the new forestry director in place Paul Feeney. So I'm here to talk to you about our annual report. I'm not gonna go through this in fine detail. There are, if you look on the very front page or the back of the front page, there are some highlights for the year 2023. This covers last year, essentially. Being forestry department, county forest law, one of our primary charges is sustainable production of forest products. So you can see that's the first thing, first highlight listed. We had projected, well, our revenue came in at 1.16 million. That was 80,000 over what we had projected. The other part of the highlights for the forestry department is the continued strong use of recreational facilities. And then some recreational development, like the, you can see the 5.6 mile ATV trail rehab project in the town of Little Rice, and then a new development in the town of Little Rice. So there's a lot of other details, a lot of other cool stuff, because we're a cool department. So you can feel free to read through that at your leisure, and I'll take any questions if you have them this time.
Any questions for Jill? Stephen?
No question, just a comment. I do remember last year at budget time, Mr. Feeney was quite reluctant to actually have us forecast the budget that we did. I think he wanted it at least 40,000 less than what we had budgeted, so it's encouraging, even though, I'm curious, do you have any idea why with the depressed market, we still saw this kind of revenue coming in?
I don't have a definitive answer, however, a guess based on my knowledge and then people in the department's knowledge is that every year when we project out what the budget, what the number's gonna be for revenue for timber sales, When we sell timber sale contracts, they're on a 2 to 4 year contract, so those timber sales could be cut at any time throughout that contract, and some of them even get extensions, so they might go on even a little bit longer. We have really no way of predicting when those contracts are gonna be cut. It's highly dependent, as you can imagine, the timber industry is a global market. It's highly dependent, it varies quite a bit, so, you know, we can try to project out, okay, we've got some contracts that are gonna be due this year, so maybe they're gonna get cut this year and use those as a part of the projection, but it's really hard to say. What we think happened here is that more contracts got cut than what we were expecting.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go on to social services annual report, Mary.
Good morning again. Just so you know, I'm Mary Rideout. I'm the Director of Social Services. And I think we have a school department too. And you have our annual report for 2023. So just a couple of highlights, we ended 2023, well fiscally returned $256,000 of county tax levy. That does go into a reserve account for those years when we have significant increases in out-of-home care. So kind of a little risk reserve for us. And as I talk about out-of-home care, that really is what drives whether we're gonna have a surplus or a deficit within our department. If you look at page 13, you can see from 21 to 23, we did have a reduction in the number of youth that were placed in out-of-home care by about 16%. And that equated to about a 12% reduction in costs. Unfortunately, we are seeing a reduced number of kids that are needing out-of-home placement. But the costs of these placements are going up substantially. So a residential placement in the last few years has gone up 25–30% cost. And so we're looking at 25,000 up to even 30,000 a month for a child to be in a residential placement. So that makes a big impact on our budget. The other thing I'd point out to you is that our staff does have a volunteer committee, and that's on page 23. So staff, we have a program where we can wear jeans on Friday if we contribute a couple of bucks. And then that money goes to a designated community organization. So in 2023, that committee donated over $2,000 to local community organizations and charities. So other than that, any questions?
Anybody, Rob?
Mary, could you address that the county really doesn't control the out of placement itself, correct?
Correct, yes, those are court ordered. Typically, we do have, some placements with relatives, which is what we prefer. But the majority of our placements, we're going through a court process and they are court ordered placements.
Thank you.
Any other questions from Supervisor? Go ahead, Connor.
Is the decrease in foster care or children in foster care, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a good thing.
Okay,
Yes, it's a very good thing.
okay.
Any further questions? Thank you, Mary. At this time, we'll have public comment limit for 3 minutes. Anybody in the audience want to make a public comment? Anybody? Okay, we'll go on to item 7, consent agenda. There's 4 resolutions and 12 appointments. Need a motion in a second.
Second.
Who was the motion?
Mike.
Any discussion on the consent agenda items? Hearing none, clerk will call the roll.
Hess,
Aye.
Ives,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Newman,
Aye.
Harris. Aye. Fisher,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Dorval,
Yes.
Lopez,
Aye.
Condado,
Aye.
Ottinger,
Aye.
Township,
Aye.
Almakinder,
Aye.
Cannon,
Aye.
Showalter,
Timmons,
Aye.
Schreier,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye.
Halowinski,
Aye.
21 aye.
21 aye, consent agenda passes. We go on to consider a relation of resolution and ordinance, resolution 53, 2024. Offered by the supervisor of the executive committee to add position titles and employee placement on classification plan due to the creation of United County Department of Human Services. Billy?
Mary, come to the podium for this one. Like to explain it.
So you probably got a late memo. I hope you received it, from me yesterday, trying to give you a little bit more detail on, what we're doing here. So just as a quick recap, based on the feasibility study done by TACCOR, Oneida County, Violets and Ford have decided to become human service departments. So that really is taking social services, which is, my department, and community programs, which is done by the Human Service Center, putting those together into a single county department of human services. So that's the most common structure of social and human services in the state of Wisconsin. And so that's what we're moving to. So part of that, getting there is to bring those employees at the Human Service Center on as Oneida County employees in 2025. So in order for us to begin making job offers to the folks at the Human Service Center, I needed positions created in Oneida County because we didn't have these positions. So there's really no money at this time attached to this resolution. It's just I need the positions created. And then the next step, if you approve the positions, will be to look at benefit conversion. So the benefit packages that we offer in the two different departments are similar, but not the same. So the Human Service Center is still on a 37.5-hour work week. Of course, we're 40, so that's a change. You know, our health insurance is different. They would come over to our health insurance. They still have vacation, holiday pay, sick leave, that system. We have PTO. So we need to figure out if they have banks left at the Human Service Center, what does that look like when they become Oneida County employees? So that's the conversion that will be going to the executive committee this week with an initial draft to get their feedback, not asking for approval yet, but really want to just get their feedback. There's some things we still need to work out. But once we have that worked out, then labor relations would be able to begin making offers of employment to staff at the Human Service Center. That gives them some assurance that there's a jobs after December 31st for them. And certainly we want to maintain as many of those employees as we can because they know their programs, they know the services, they know the clients. So that's something that is a priority for us and we're trying to get that done as quickly as we can. And that, of course, like all employment with Oneida County, it's contingent upon the budget being approved in November. So that is, you know, will have to be part of the employment offers, just as it is for all of us that are employed, that we have to have a budget to pay for staff. So, so that's kind of quickly in a nutshell what we're asking for today. Do you have any questions?
Anybody? Yeah.
So the ones that are listed on here, Marion Bacon needs further assessment, those would not be included in this at this time.
They're not included at this time, but they could come back. There, you know, there's some upper management positions that I think we're gonna have to get some county board feedback on how you want the structure of the Human Service Department to look. So you'll see that coming your way as well. And then there's, because we are going from a 37.5 to a 40-hour work week, with some of the vacant positions, I want to wait before we create those because we may not need them because if those job duties can be absorbed somewhere else because of those additional hours, then certainly that's what we'll look at.
Mary, you have the facilities technician listed on here. Will that be underneath your department or underneath the buildings and grounds?
No, that would go to buildings and grounds. Yes, and then the other thing to be aware is that, this change will impact LRES, you know, we're filling a lot more positions, at least 50. So it'll impact that department, it may impact ITS, finance and buildings and grounds as well. So that's something that we're evaluating internally.
Scott, any questions? Chris?
So just to be clear, these positions start with next budget, correct? So I mean, if this is approved, pretty much you'll be coming back. So the next time you'd have a say on the expense would be at the budget process.
Correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, clerk will call the roll.
Jensen,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Lopez, Fisher,
Aye.
Hammond,
Nay.
Couches,
Aye.
Ottinger,
Aye.
Condado,
Aye.
Briggs,
Aye.
Hess,
Aye.
Newman. Ives,
Aye.
Showalter,
Aye.
Schreier,
Aye.
Almakinder.
Aye.
Sorgal,
Aye.
Timmons,
Aye.
Cushing,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye.
Harris. Aye. Kalwinski,
Aye.
20 aye, 1 nay.
20 aye, 1 nay. Resolution 53, 2024 passes. Resolution 54, 2024, offered by the supervisors of the executive committee to request coronavirus local fiscal recovery fund allocated to the United County through the American Rescue Plan Act for the purpose of highway construction project. Billy?
Alex is here to speak to this.
Morning. Well, the resolution in front of me today is.
Alex, could you use the microphone?
Yep, sorry. So the resolution today is for $817,268 in ARPA funding to go towards 2024 highway construction project. 400,000 of that was allocated during the budget season last fall. And then the KIP committee had some leftover funding that they allocated to highway construction earlier this spring. So that was a grand total of the 817,268. That's all. I guess if there's any questions.
Any questions, supervisors? Rob?
So have you bid these projects yet?
We did, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Anybody else, questions? Connor?
Just, I don't know, if you can answer this, but are there any coronavirus, funding left, or is there any money left?
I believe the committee has allocated everything unless there's leftover money from one of the projects. The goal is to have it all spent by the end of the year. Yep.
Okay.
And that's why this is coming in. Any other questions? Clerk will call the roll.
Reed,
Aye.
Cushing,
Aye.
Hammond,
Aye.
Briggs,
Aye.
Ives,
Aye.
Almakinder,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye.
Hess,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Showalter,
Aye.
Newman,
Aye.
Ottinger,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Lopez, Timmons,
Aye.
Couches,
Aye.
Condado, Schreier,
Aye.
Sorgal,
Yes.
Harris. Aye. Kalwinski,
Aye.
21 aye.
21 aye, resolution 54, 2024 passes. Resolution 55, 2024, offered by Supervisor Billy Freed to appoint an administrative coordinator. We need a second on the resolution.
Second.
Ted Cushing's done it. Billy?
The executive committee is recommending to the county board the appointment of Tracy Hartman to the position we created over the last 6 months, the administrative coordinator. If there's any questions, I'll take them.
Any questions? Hearing none, clerk will call the roll.
Schreier,
Aye.
Lopez, Briggs,
Aye.
Freed,
Aye.
Condado, Ottinger,
Aye.
Hess,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Sorgal,
Aye.
Showalter,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye.
Almakinder.
Aye.
Harris.
Aye.
Simmons.
Aye.
Cushing.
Aye.
Ives.
Aye.
Jensen.
Aye.
Couches.
Aye.
Newman. Aye. Hammond.
Abstain.
Heller.
Aye.
20 aye, 1 abstain.
20 aye, 1 abstain, resolution 55, 2024 passes. Next meeting date will be on June 18th, 2024 at 9:30 a.m. and with that, we'll adjourn the meeting.